the end of Bill Belichick, Keefe.
Oh, boy. Yeah, I am. I think he is. I think North Carolina has been. It's way worse than you could have imagined. Even if you didn't think it was going to go well, you thought it'd go better than this. This is ridiculous.
It's true.
Like, it's amazing because the whole offseason was sort of leading to this. Like, it was like, oh, this is going to be kind of bad, isn't it? Like, this is going to be pretty rough. And they get off to a slow start. They're 2-3 on the field. The 3 losses to the actual real teams they played are all blowouts. The 2 wins versus 2 teams that, honestly, anybody they would have won with any coach. Those 2 games. But, like, I thought being like, hey, he's going to be done after a season was like a bold flavor. No, he may not make it through this season.
He might not make it through the Cal game.
He might not
next weekend.
He might not make it to Cal.
He might.
It's a long trip. I wouldn't go to Cal.
That's a good point.
Forget that.
He might ceremonially coach this weekend's game, and then he'll be out the following week against Cal. Might not even make it to that game, which is wild.
No, there is no game this week.
Oh, sorry, they're on the
Cal's the next game. Oh. They have a weird schedule. They've had like a weird double bye. So they play Cal.
Wait, they have another bye?
Yeah.
Oh, my mistake.
Bye, Clemson, bye.
Well, I know.
Clemson, bye. That was the NSYNC lyrics originally.
Well, I know he was here in Nantucket on the last bye week, so they already have another bye week. That's good.
He can get back out there. Nice fall day. Nice crisp fall day today.
So my mistake.
But that's a Friday night game, 10:30 on ESPN.
Won't make it to Berkeley
fired on his day off
on Friday, October 17th.
Should have been stealing those boxes.
So what's wild about Bill being out, and it's Jones and Keefe here on WEEI. We'll talk about this all day long. 617-779-7937. You can jump in line there. You can also interact on Twitter and Instagram at Jones and Keefe. Watch along and chat. Twitch.tv/Boston WEEI. Always a healthy chat on Twitch. You can do the same on YouTube. Watch, chat, subscribe to WEEI. We'll get to the Bruins. Their big win last night. That was fun.
Looking good.
We'll get to the Yankees. They're eliminated. That was more
See
fun.
you later. Yeah, good night.
We'll get to that. Bradfo joins us every Thursday. This will probably be for the final time, at least for a little bit. Mm-hmm. Joins us to break down what's in store for the Red Sox this offseason. That's at 11:30.
Yeah, last time until they trade for Joe Ryan and sign Pete Alonso. Then we'll bring him back in.
Then we can bring Bradfo
him
back in. So he's going to join us in studio today at 11:30, and we'll go on the clock at high noon, as we do every Thursday, with a discussion about Bill Belichick and his legacy. What's crazy about this Bill story, Keefe, is
all of it.
It's going to be like getting Al Capone on tax evasion. Like they're going to get him on selling or players selling tickets and giving field passes to families that they're not supposed to. And maybe the recruiting violations run way deeper than that. It sounds like they do. But I thought he'd get fired for, and this is all part of it, but I thought the real end of it for Bill would be Jordan Hudson, something embarrassing. I mean, certainly how they're playing on the field is a factor in all of it.
Yeah.
But some field passes and players selling their tickets is what's ultimately going to get him, which is why, with all the cheating scandals the man's been involved in,
it's kind
of wild this is the one.
It's a good comparison to Capone. But no, this seems like more of all of that stuff is about the money and like who owes who money, who can get out of what how they're going to end the split. But it feels like both sides realize they made a huge mistake. Certainly North Carolina feels like they made a huge mistake, and they probably were like kind of weathering the storm this whole spring and summer, being like, all right, well, if the team's good, because think about it, the first drive of the first game, you got Michael Jordan and Mia Hamm, and everyone's going crazy there, like, oh, North Carolina football's back, baby. Then the wheels fell off. That was one drive. They looked like $1 million. People were like, oh, the NFL's stupid for not bringing in Bill. Like, that was all for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And then they got their doors blown off the rest of the game by TCU, and then the team stinks.
Where's everybody at?
And then people bailed. Fourth quarter, empty. Full stadium, then an empty stadium. And then you're like, all right, well, this isn't great. And then you hear stuff like, oh, Bill Belichick won't let Patriots scouts there. And then Bill Belichick is like, well, I'm not even allowed in Gillette Stadium. It's like, you were just there not that long ago. But whatever. Like, fine. You know me, hold a grudge. That's
I'm
great.
not welcome there. They're not welcome here. Like, such a petty, childish thing.
And then you get blown out by Central Florida. You get blown out by Clemson. And now you're sitting there. They're 2-3. Looks like the team's going to be worse than it was last year, where they fire Mac Brown after a 500 season.
Yeah, and just I said this after the TCU game. It's like, let's not pretend that North Carolina was a complete tear-down rebuild. Bill chose to do that.
Oh, he wasn't taking over UMass.
Carolina was a bowl team last year.
Yeah.
He's not
They played
Deion.
at Fenway Park, for God's sake.
He's not Deion taking over Colorado.
No, that team was way worse.
Way worse.
Way worse, yeah.
And Bill decided to come in and tear it down. That was his decision. He didn't have to tear it down to the studs. He didn't have to bring in 70 new players. And by the way, some teams bring in actual good transfers who can play.
Oh, that usually works better.
In the NIL era in college football, teams are bringing in guys who can contribute right away.
Yeah, bringing good players.
It shouldn't take a lot of time to rebuild a program if you can bring in guys in the transfer portal. How do I know? TCU had a receiver who lit them up in the first game and a running back who ran wild on him. Both of them were transfers first year at TCU.
Yeah.
So Bill chose to tear down a not great, but also a not horrendous UNC football team, middle of the pack in the ACC bowl team.
Well,
and he turned it into this.
That's the other part. It almost seems like he was forced to do this. Nobody forced him to do it. He didn't have to go coach college football. He wanted to do it, and it was also, as you know, with Belichick, just like the lack of humility throughout the entire thing. And he and Mike Lombardi, who's obnoxious because he's literally not accomplished anything, but the two of them talking about how this is going to be the 33rd NFL team. Like, you're the 33rd team, like, in the ACC right now. Like, he's like, oh, we're basically going to be a pro. Like, if you want to go to the NFL, like, this is what you want to do. You want to go to North Carolina. And they were, like, so cocky going into this thing. And you're like, no, this is a mess. This is a mess. And it's funny because, obviously, there's direct comparisons to a couple of one of his good friends in Nick Saban, another guy who's a good, I guess, like associate of his, Urban Meyer, who, like, when the roles are reversed, the same thing. Like, it doesn't translate.
Yeah,
like
those
Urban Meyer.
Those are bizarro Belichicks, right?
They
left college. They were good in college, couldn't coach in the NFL.
Urban Meyer and Nick Saban are two of the best. You don't have to like either guy, but they're two of the best college coaches ever, two of the worst NFL coaches ever.
Yep.
And the reverse is true about Bill. It's bizarre. I almost give Saban and Meyer more credit, though, because they did it at multiple schools. They did it with multiple quarterbacks. They did it with all that stuff. Yeah. Like, Bill is just sadly looking worse by the day.
Bill just did it with Tom.
Correct.
You know,
he was lucky enough to have Tom Brady.
Yeah. It's like, wow, I won championships with Michael Jordan. Wow, I won championships with Tom Brady. Like, it's the same idea.
Yeah.
It ain't that hard. Wow. Oh, wow. Even Andy Reid. And Andy Reid has accomplished stuff in multiple places. Wow, you won with Patrick Mahomes. So,
yeah. But even that, like, I mean,
he has a longer track record.
He has way more success.
Maybe that's a poor example. But
that's another shot at Bill. I mean, I think so many things are true. Like, Tom Brady winning the Super Bowl the year after leaving Bill Belichick probably hurts Belichick's overall legacy the most. But then almost every step of the way since. Like, he gets a little bit of credit for taking the 2021 team to the playoffs. Like, that would have been like a little feather in the cap. Like, hey, look at you.
A little bit.
A little bit, but like something. But then, all right, we're going to follow that up with two of the worst seasons the team's like ever had, set them up in a horrible spot. And then we're going to go to college and then run that team into the ground and then maybe leave before the season's over.
To the point where UNC goes, get out of our face.
We can't have you here. We made a huge mistake.
We made such a big mistake. Forget your contract. You're not getting through a year. You're wild. You're not making it through your second bye week.
Yeah.
Which somehow is scheduled this early in the year. So, again, you can discuss at 617-779-7937. What do you think of the latest developments on Belichick? What does it do to his legacy? Keefe was just talking about some of that. We'll get to it coming up. Let's read through Ollie Connolly, who's had just excellent stuff from Bill getting hired at UNC to now Bill on the way out at UNC. A thread yesterday on Twitter, Keith. There's a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, there really is.
Per sources, Bill Belichick has discussed buyout options with North Carolina's hierarchy. Belichick has signaled a willingness to trigger his own $1 million buyout if he can find a soft landing spot with another team or in the media.
Stop right there for a second.
Bill would pay $1 million to get out of his deal if he can line up another deal.
That's like couple of houses in Revere. What is he doing? Doesn't Jordan want those for real estate? What is he going to pay $1 million for?
Let's break those down for
Hold on a second.
Yeah.
What other team?
Thank you.
Where on earth is he going?
McAfee.
NFL? Is he going to the NFL?
No.
Is he going to a D1 college football team?
No.
I don't think St. Paul's would take him. St. Paul's is rolling right now. I don't think they'd take him.
McAfee would take him. Like, I could see Bill going back to the media and even that
what is that, though?
Even that's iffy. Even that's like, okay, he's kind of a punchline now.
Yeah.
But I bet McAfee or I bet media companies will take him back in.
Okay, like McAfee takes him back or like Manning takes him back, but that's not in like a prominent role. Like insofar as like I don't think so. McAfee's on every day.
Yeah.
Belichick's not gonna be on every day.
No, he'll be on once a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess. So like a guest,
About this.
like a one-off guest. Okay, fine.
He'll be out
But-
once a week, and then he'll do the draft special where
Yeah.
he says Drake May actually sucks. That's the kind of coverage you get from Bill, the kind of insight you get from Bill Belichick.
He nailed that,
Is
yeah.
when he goes, yeah, this Drake May actually can't play. Oh, okay, great. Let's pay you millions and millions of dollars to come be our draft analyst.
Good quarterback whisperer.
But I bet somebody would. He's got no shot with another team.
Where would he go?
I don't know.
So the NFL already didn't want him prior to the disaster in North Carolina.
Yeah.
Do you think they look at that and be like, "Oh, wait a minute, that could work"?
Do you think
that
Bill
could work for us?
Do you think Bill O'Brien at BC would hire him as like an analyst?
Oh, like okay, if you're talking about a non-head coaching job,
Yeah.
there's 1,000. There's tens of thousands of like
Come be
advisors, coordinators, things like that.
Come be an analyst.
Maybe
You can do stuff during the week.
Maybe-
Don't get involved on game day, but you can do stuff during the week.
maybe Steve will be a head coach somewhere and hire Bill as the D coordinator.
Oh, I like that. I like that.
Brian Belichick has a better chance of being a head coach somewhere than Steve now.
Yeah.
yeah,
maybe.
it's true. This is probably not helping Steve.
Yeah, so Steve's no longer the head coach in waiting there. I imagine they're working that out.
Do you think he'd be the interim head coach?
I don't. I don't, but maybe.
You don't think so?
Members?
Yeah, but that was wild. I was like, it's less crazy to be like, hey, North Carolina and Bill are going to come. I thought this would happen at the end of the season, but this is sooner. It'd be like, you know what? We tried. This was a mess. For both of our sakes, let's kind of move on. But for the line in there to be like, he'd move on if he gets another head coaching job or another coaching job, like, please.
Yeah, he'd pay his own buyout if he can get another job.
Yeah.
That'll happen in the media, I'm sure. That's
Who
not happening for
would
another
take
team.
him?
A team?
Like,
I just told you, maybe Bill O'Brien as an analyst.
honestly, would UMass take him? UMass
Bill
is
O'Brien
as
gonna be there long?
a head coach. Good question.
What?
Is Bill O'Brien going to be there long? No.
No, the way things are going, no. But like UMass, and I don't mean to poke fun at UMass, but I think they're regarded as the worst Division
Would
One.
UMass
school.
hire him as their head coach? No.
Probably not.
No.
Too expensive. Too expensive. Number
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
And number two, too much of a disaster.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Members of Belichick's coaching staff have already spoken to other schools that are expected to be in the CFB playoffs. So they're shooting their shot
I guess.
about taking on roles
Calling
during the
Ryan
postseason.
Day right now and be like, hey, you guys need some help? But you know what it is? All those guys see Matt Patricia with Ryan Day. Matt Patricia, I'll tell you, pretty smart.
Yeah.
Smart guy.
He went
saw this.
away from Bill.
Yes.
I always said Matt Patricia.
We
smart
always,
guy.
right, we love him.
Yeah,
Rocket scientist.
So smart.
No, but in all seriousness, like he was like a bit of a punching bag and everybody would make fun of Matt Patricia and all that stuff. But he was put in a terrible spot.
Yeah.
But we thought he would do whatever Bill said. I'm telling you, he probably saw this whole Jordan thing and where it was all headed.
He's like, I'm
and
out.
Patricia's like, no. Because wouldn't he have been the first hire at North Carolina?
Yeah.
And even he was like, I'm going to Ohio State. I'm getting away from this.
From one coach, quote unquote, the rats are leaving the ship.
Jeez.
Some staffers.
Mike Lombardi is going to go back to his podcast and pretend like none of this happened, and he's just going to start ripping teams again and be like, "What happened to you at North Carolina?" He's like, "I don't even think that took place."
Some staffers believe a change will come within 2 weeks. Again, the Cal game
2
is what's
weeks?
circled. Reports of serious recruiting violations remain under investigation at UNC. So the
But
school,
like you said, that's like window dressing.
the school is investigating it.
Yeah, but because they don't want to pay him.
Sure.
That's it.
But
If he was 5-0, do you think they'd be like, "Oh, where are these field passes coming from?"
No.
Obviously not.
no, but I bet there's recruiting violations going on, and I bet
Yeah.
the school has proof of recruiting violation. It's Bill.
Yeah.
I guarantee there's some kind of cheating scandal
I know.
going on.
I'm sure they're taping the signals of the other team and all
No,
that stuff. But
no,
like,
but
I don't think they would care if they were winning.
If they were 5-0, the school wouldn't be investigating.
Correct.
Maybe the NCAA at some point would get involved.
in 2 years, and then
Yeah.
you leave like Pete Carroll, and then
Bingo.
everybody, then you're fine.
Bingo. Recruiting and practice violations have already been proven by the school, according to multiple sources. Using recruit violations to knock down a coach's buyout has become a standard practice. This is what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's day one stuff.
If Belichick cannot find a landing spot to trigger his own buyout, he's expected to accept a greatly reduced compromise rate. So that might be what they're negotiating.
It is. It's a money fight right now.
But I'm saying, I think he's not going to pay the $1 million on his own buyout. What they're actually negotiating is the school's end of the buyout. Maybe he'll buy out $1 million of that.
Yeah,
But I
okay.
think that's what they're negotiating. Belichick's communication with his staff in the past 2 weeks has been described as quote unquote weird and distant
That's never happened. Oh, wait, that just happened here.
by multiple members of UNC's coaching staff. Multiple coaches were unable to get a hold of him during UNC's, I'm going to add this, first bye week.
So you remember? Yeah, okay.
Cal was telling me about this when they were on the bye week a couple of weeks ago, scrolling through Instagram. She's like, "Oh, Bill's on Nantucket." I'm like, "What's he doing?" Like, maybe I don't know.
Maybe do an airplane on the beach.
Maybe watch some film. Maybe call some recruits.
No, they're doing fine.
No, he's doing the prelude to the Christmas stroll.
He's recruiting Nantucket High.
He wasn't answering his phone on Nantucket.
No.
When coaches were calling him.
Right.
From one UNC defensive assistant, quote, "What we've done to these kids is effed up."
It's crazy.
The whole thing has been a disaster.
It really has been.
Like, it's beyond bad. It is similar to the stories we got out of Jacksonville about Urban Meyer. Like, Urban Meyer, remember, he's like at the bar with these girls, like during game week and stuff, and you're like, what are you doing? And then he didn't even make it through the first season.
Correct.
Like, he was less than one and done.
Nick Saban was a year and change, right?
Yeah, Nick Saban,
he fled,
a
but
little
he was
bit
a year.
longer.
He was a year and change, I thought.
I think he even beat Bill head to head, didn't he?
Probably. They all do.
But then what was funny is, I don't know if you were going to get to this part, but then Bill released a statement, or like North Carolina released a statement.
No, I should. Bill said, quote, this is the whole quote.
Yeah.
"I'm fully committed to UNC football and the program we're building here." Bubba Cunningham, the director of athletics, the moron who cut off his sleeves.
Yeah,
in the
he'd like
press
to have
conference.
that back.
Coach Belichick has the full support of the Department of Athletics and University. So there you go.
So
I don't know that I believe any of it, but that's the statement.
But
they
again,
put out.
to continue the parallel to some of his peers, Nick Saban had a famous press conference in Miami where he's like, "I'm not going to Alabama."
Good call.
And then like 36 hours later, welcome to Alabama, Nick. Like, happy to be here. Saban, believe it or not, 2 full seasons in the NFL.
Full seasons.
9-7.
Not bad.
And 6-10, and then the whole thing about going to college and not going to college, and then he bailed.
Chose Dante Culpepper.
Correct. Pick Culpepper over.
Yeah. It didn't go well, but that's
it didn't go well. But he was 15-17. So compared to Urban Meyer and Bill Belichick in their switched roles, like way better.
Well, Bill's 2-3. I mean, the 2 wins are 1 AA schools.
Those 2 wins also may be revoked if they start finding more violations.
Great point. Officially, they may take away his 2 wins.
It's better than an NFL scandal, a college scandal. You can tag them both on there. Why not?
UNC gets a death penalty. They can't go to playoff games for like next 5 years.
No, he might ruin the whole school.
Yeah, no, he might. So what do you think, Patriots fans? The Belichick supporters have been very quiet over the last month plus.
There's nothing you could possibly say.
Oh, he's getting railroaded.
No, you just.
Oh, he'll get another job. He's really good in media. You guys don't know what you're talking about. You're just jealous.
What do you need to do?
I haven't even read the Twitch chat.
No, don't worry about it. Yeah. I would just say what you need to do if you're just like a super over the top Bill fan is you need to pretend these last 5 years didn't happen. And you just got to be like from 01 to 18. GOAT coach. That's what you got to hang on. And then after that, be like, people lose it. He's a victim of elder abuse. You got to just kind of move on. Like that's what you got. You can't explain away these last 4 years and be like, well, actually, there was some good stuff.
Right.
No.
You got to
or make excuses. Yeah, like this is all on him.
You got to be like, yeah, he's lost it.
That's
what you got to lean in on.
He had it.
He had it.
You could say that he had it, but now he doesn't have it anymore.
That's up for debate if he ever had it.
I agree, but I'm saying, but that's what your stance needs to be.
Your stance, that's a good stance. He had it. He lost it.
He lost it.
He was preyed upon by this young
succubus.
Succubus.
Yeah, blame her.
Great point.
Go ahead.
That's what you lean in on.